Let's get into this then. We're going to run through some of the crucial questions coming out of the draft. We won't go pick by pick. I know that the lads covered that after the first round. As I said, go on the read optional and read a bazillion words all over the offseason about every single pick and scheme and all that kind of stuff. I think the best place to start, as always, is the QBs because it was fascinating. So Kenny Pickett goes 20th, which immediately to me is, if I was Pittsburgh, okay, and I'm not going to slate the pick too much. I know I've hammered Pickett throughout the whole process. I've said he stinks, said he can't play. I'll give some more proper analysis in a moment rather than just that kind of stuff. But if I'm Pittsburgh, and it was pretty clear throughout the whole process, right, that Pickett was their guy. If he was there, they would like a crack at Pickett. It was just whether or not he was there. They don't move up, they don't move down. We're Pittsburgh. That's how they run the draft, right? If he's there at 20, I am looking around the room going, everyone knows we like this guy. He's the one that is considered amongst most people, Carolina, those teams, as the one they would also like if they were going to take a guy in the first round. Why are they not jumping past us? Why are they not moving back into the first round? So there's all kinds of reasons I was not in on Kenny Pickett, but even just from that macro standpoint, if I'm the Steelers and I'm getting ready to make the pick, I'm like, why did no one else try and get in front of us?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, but also, I wonder what part of Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin sat there in the second round when they were on the clock thinking, oh,
Oops.
Exactly. Oops is exactly it. You know, you had your choice of linebackers. There was still really good players on the board. You had Jermaine Johnson falling. Yeah, that would have been a dark few minutes for me, I think.
I think so too. I just look, the thing with Pickett to me is that they take him, and the understanding from everyone who's briefed afterwards is they took him because they think he can play year one. And I'm not disputing that he can't necessarily play year one. But the thing with Pickett that's always stood out is, and I know I've said this a bunch throughout all this, so I apologize to people if I'm repeating myself, the two traits you need to play in the NFL. I love the off-script guys. Everyone loves the off-script guys. I think you do have to be able to move and create out of structure in the modern NFL. But at minimum, you have to throw with anticipation. You cannot be a see-it, throw-it player in the NFL. And you have to be a great layer of the ball at the second level, over linebackers in front of safeties. And you can only not do that if you are Russell Wilson, who is the most efficient deep ball thrower to play basically since Dan Marino by the stats. That's how special he is at that extra level where he can kind of avoid the middle part because of his height and his vision issues, that he can just get away with it. Otherwise, you become Baker Mayfield, where unless you're playing outside of the pocket, we see what happens this year. Things get constricted and it becomes a bit of a mess.
But the thing I don't understand about Pickett is that they talk about him being a year one guy, but they've brought in a 1 year guy in Mitchell Trubisky. And is Kenny Pickett any better than Trubisky? I mean,
That's my big thing. I think Pickett's best plays, I do not think he anticipates at all. I mean, I've posted videos ad nauseum of this issue, and I would really encourage people to go to the read optional because it's easier to show in video than it is necessarily discuss in a podcast, though we can get into that stuff if we wanted to. The anticipation is not there. And I know Jeremiah flashed in his little card that he had anticipation. I was thinking, I just do not see that at all. He just does not. Basic things like throwing against the rotation of the defense, really, really simple stuff you have to be able to execute in the NFL. You would expect guys to execute in college. He just does not do. I think his best stuff is ad hoc. I think he's at his best, most exciting, most like, okay, this guy could be, the Kenny Baller thing they were talking about last year at Pitt is because he bounces around, leaves the pocket, makes a play, off his feet. I don't want that from a 6-year college guy. That's when you take Trubisky right after 12 starts to North Carolina and say, arm strength can move, bleep it, let's just go take a chance. You don't do that with the 6th-year player who should be able to know instantly, okay, it's match 3 coverage, we're running dagger, the backside dig is going to fly open in the second window, easy, hit my back foot, get it out. Instead, he panics, he resets, he gets swamped by the coverage, by the pressure, he moves into pressure a ton. It's just, like you said, the ad hoc guy who makes plays out of structure, one has to be a guy who's not played a ton of college football if you're taking that gamble. And secondarily, they have that guy in the building.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There was almost a part of me that just thought Pittsburgh were making up for the mistake that they made in 1983 when they passed on the local kids. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like, well, we're not going to make that mistake again.
I think the logic I've come down to as I've thought about it more, and I did write this the night of the draft, is we were saying, both of us before the draft, well, Colbert's leaving. He wouldn't just hamstring them with a crap player, basically, frankly. But now I'm more like, I think they just threw a dart at the dartboard and they're like, look, guys, I can eat that. If it goes wrong, I'll eat it. You guys can move on in 2 years. It's going to be a new GM. It's going to be Tomlin. And you guys can say it wasn't our guy. Kevin picked him. And they get out of it really easily if they want. And a part of trying to find a franchise guy is throwing as many darts to the dartboard and hoping for the best if you're not picking in the top 5 of the draft. So I think that's what they did. I think they just said, let's take one. Doesn't work out, 2 years, no problem. It's dead easy to move off rookie quarterbacks these days. I think that was the decision.